So if you've written me about these two autoimmune connective tissue issues, we will be covering that, probably touch on it a little bit, hopefully today, but we'll definitely dive back into it tomorrow. We'll talk about estrogen, female hormone, as well as a very interesting hormone that's involved in a lot of things and something we've just discovered maybe in the last 20 years that has a huge role to play in good health, heart health, blood vessel health, antihypertensive. It's an antihypertensive hormone. It's great for the male, for all sexual performance, but especially for male sexual energy. And then also this very interesting hormone. We'll actually talk a little bit about hormones and what they do and how they work when we talk about this stuff. It comes right from arginine, our amino acid of the week, of the month. The last couple of weeks or last month or so, we've been talking about arginine. Anyway, we'll do all that tomorrow, and we'll even talk about the antidepressant effects of arginine a little bit too. But I just want to just finish this up, and we'll definitely finish this up today, and then we'll get to connective tissue issues here tomorrow for sure. Okay, so focusing on a body part, focusing on a body function is a great way to return yourself back to the present by placing your attention on your breathing, by placing your attention on your heartbeat or on your pulse. Immediately you'll return to the present. Immediately you'll lower your brainwave state. Immediately you'll activate the parasympathetic, the rest and relaxation nervous system. You can use this if you have insomnia, which is a classic example of an activated stress response. If you have insomnia, focusing on your breathing, focusing on your heartbeat, focusing on your pulse, you will return to the present. The same is true if you just place attention on a body part, on your hands or your fingers or your toes or your feet or your earlobe or your nose or any part of your body. Just by focusing on a part of the body, you will activate the parasympathetic nervous system. You will lower your brainwave state. You will immediately go into alpha state from a beta brainwave state, a slower brainwave state, and you can help alleviate depression, at least while you're focusing on that body part. Now, for most of us, if we're depressed, we probably won't be able to hold our attention on that body part, but even if you do it for a second or two, that's a second or two of parasympathetic, of rest and relaxation nervous system activity. That's a second or two of a lowering of the body's stress hormones, a lowering of cortisol. That's a second or two of the activation of healing and anabolic, that is building chemistry. Even if you only do it for a second or two, even if you focus on your fingers or toes for a second or two, even if you focus on your breathing for a second or two, even if you focus on your heartbeat or your pulse for a second or two, and then you go back to being depressed for that second or two, you're going to be activating the relaxation, healing, building, anti-aging response. Here's another idea for you. At the last longevity convention in Anaheim, I met a guy, a Marine. His name was Mark. He was dealing with PTSD. Some of you out there are dealing with PTSD. I talk to you all the time. And anyway, Mark was dealing with PTSD, and the Marine Corps had given him a dog. He was walking around with a dog, as a pet dog in the hotel. He was the only guy with a dog. Nobody else had a dog. He was walking around with a dog, and the dog had this little sweater thing that they wear when they're service dogs. And Mark wasn't blind, and he wasn't limping around, so I was wondering what he was actually a big, strapping, healthy-looking guy, and he asked him about the dog and said what was the dog for, and he told me that he had PTSD. The Marine Corps had given him this dog as a PTSD treatment, as a post-traumatic stress disorder treatment. And when Mark felt a panic attack coming on, or if he was feeling anxious, he would immediately pet his dog, and he would immediately feel better by petting his dog. Why? Well, petting his dog put him back in the present. Petting his dog took him away from his mental nature, from his thinking nature. Petting his dog took him away from the false evidence appearing real, from the future aspect of fear, and brought him back to the present. Petting his dog brought him back to the present, activated his alpha brainwave states, activated his parasympathetic nervous system, and he felt better. And this is why study after study after study show that people who have pets live longer. Over 60% of American households have pets, and we spend many, many billions of dollars on our pets. $30 or $40 billion a year we spend on our pets. And study after study shows that people who have pets, people who own cats, people who own dogs, have a lower, reduced risk of heart disease. They're less likely to suffer heart attacks. They have lower blood pressure. They have lower cholesterol and blood fats. They help us feel better. They help us deal with stress. All of these are benefits of having pets. Why? Because having a pet puts you back in the present. when you have a pet and you're petting a pet and you're taking care of a pet, or taking care of anybody really, it's this idea of taking attention away from ourselves and placing it externally. All of these are ways that we can manifest or activate the body's relaxation, antidepressant response. These are natural antidepressants. And you think you're going to see a commercial for having a pet? You think you're going to see a commercial on TV for returning to the present or focusing on your breathing to alleviate depression? No, you're going to see commercials for Prozac and you're going to see commercials for Abilify. And nobody who's making the commercials, including the kindly man who's reading them or kindly lady who's reading them, gives a rat's you-know-what about your health or a rat's you-know-what about your family's health. There's not a single drug company on planet Earth that has a corporate board meeting where they talk about your health and the health of your family. There's not a single CEO of a drug company that loves you or your family. You got to take care of yourself. And by the way, this thing's getting worse. This obscene pharmacomedical model is not getting weaker. It's getting stronger as it becomes entrenched with government support, with Obamacare. You know, your doctor doesn't work for you, people. Your doctor works for Kaiser. Your doctor works for the hospital. He works for whoever is paying him. He doesn't work for you. Only people who are going to work for you or your family is you and your family. And this is why nutritional supplementation is so important. And this is why all of these ideas we talk about, from watching your fingers and toes to having a pet cat or dog to focusing on your breathing, are so, so important. They're things we can do for ourselves. They're things we can do for our family. They're things we can do all day. They're things that don't cost us any money. And they're powerfully effective. They're just as effective. They're more effective than any prescription drug. You don't get addicted to focusing on your body parts or on your breathing. And you don't have any toxic side effects either. All right. Medications, by the way, can also be a source of depression, especially statin drugs, beta-blocking drugs that suppress the heart, calcium channel blockers that suppress the heart, ACE inhibitors that shut down the kidneys. All prescription drugs are suppressant, and depression is an ultimate example of brain suppression, of mental suppression. And then from a nutritional standpoint, although, of course, depression should always be addressed emotionally and mentally, there's still lots of ways that we can support our mental and emotional health using nutrients. The B vitamins are your brain vitamins. They are key players in all mood disorders, especially niacin and thiamine and perhaps vitamin B12 as well. B1, B3, and B12, but they're all important. Sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's one of the best natural antidepressants and natural sources of the B vitamins that you're going to find. Salt is also important, and electrolytes are important. Magnesium is important. Keeping your sugar down, very important. More protein, less calories. Not surprisingly, these are all basic ideas we talk about on the bright side when it comes to health. Okay, we're coming back with your phone calls. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back after this.
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
Does advertising on the Genesis Communications radio network actually bring positive results? Let's ask
Thomas Baldrick from Freeze Dry Guy.
Thomas, talk about customer service at GCN.
GCN is extraordinary in how they take care of their customers. The bottom line, Freeze Dry Guy keeps advertising on GCN because it works.
If you would like to experience unbelievable customer service, call Lee Wickenhauser at 877-996-4327, extension 107.
If you need to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, thank you, or simply I'm thinking of you, ProFlowers.com is the key. ProFlowers has stunning bouquets, like the best-selling 100 blooms for $19.99. Plus, ProFlowers will include a glass vase for free. Sending someone a wonderful surprise of beautiful flowers sent fresh from the fields is easy. Choose the bouquet you like, pick the delivery date, and each order is 100% guaranteed. Plus, all bouquets from ProFlowers are guaranteed to last at least 7 full days. Beautiful, fragrant flowers, picked fresh and sent to your loved one for lasting enjoyment. To get this incredible savings and send someone 100 gorgeous blooms with a free vase for $19.99, Go to proflowers.com. Click the blue microphone in the top right corner and enter code PLOW. That's proflowers.com. Click the mic and enter code PLOW.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-256-7795. That's 1-800-256-7795. Call now. Call 1-800-256-7795. That's 1-800-256-7795.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Okay, we are back on the bright side. Got a line open for you at 855-660-4261. I'm going to try to get to all our calls today and just finish up real quickly on nutritional supplements for depression. B vitamins, number one. The entire B complex. Use your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, sip on it. Maybe throw in a little extra niacin, 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams timed release is not a bad idea. Omega-3 fatty acids, EFAs in general, but especially omega-3 fatty acids can help. Use your ultimate EFAs. If you want to go herbal, ginkgo biloba, rhodiola, St. John's wort have antidepressant effects. Don't forget about good old vitamin C, inositol, and choline, which are B vitamin-like substances, can help you. And then also the electrolytes, especially potassium and also magnesium. Two very important electrolytes, but all your minerals are going to be helpful to one extent or another. Exercise, deep breathing, focusing on a body part. These are non-nutritional strategies. And then sometimes progesterone can help. Progesterone has antidepressant properties. It can balance out excess estrogen, which can be a pro-depressant hormone. And then if you want to go a couple extra things, sugar metabolizing nutrients like chromium and vanadium in the sweeties may be helpful. Certainly that's not comprehensive, but that'll give you a good start if you're depressed. And also, you know what, I'd like to hear from you guys. If you've conquered depression yourself, I'd love to hear how you did it. 855-660-42